Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So following on from the video that I did about loose setting powders, the ones that I love and the ones that I hate, I decided to now do one on concealers. And I have actually got my entire concealer collection right here in front of me. I had to go through all my drawers to find the ones that I hate more than love, because the ones that I love I obviously use all the time, but the ones that I hate, I've actually just kind of left them to the side. They've probably gone off, and for various reasons I just don't like them. So altogether I've got 18 different types of concealers to show you guys, and I'm going to go through the ones that I love first in no particular order. I wouldn't say that I have one which is my favorite, but I have more like 4 that are my holy grail ones. So we'll do the holy grail ones first. So the first one, again, no particular order. The first one is the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. This is a relatively new concealer. It only came out a couple of months ago. My shade is in NC35. I've done a review on most of these concealers. Some of them I haven't done for whatever reason. But if you do a search, or I will, just to be helpful, I'll link it in the info bar for you below. I absolutely love this. It gives full coverage. It looks amazing all day, covers all my dark circles. There's no need to color correct. It works great on the face as well as the under eye. So as another part of this video, just to let you guys know, I generally don't tend to use concealer on my face, as in to cover spots and things like that. I always prefer to have a foundation that does that job for you. In this day and age, in 2018, foundations are so good. Why do you need to even color correct and that sort of thing? Your foundation should really do that for you, and concealer should really be to kind of cover your under eye areas, to bring illumination to high points of your face, to create shades and that sort of thing. So, but this one does both. It doesn't budge, it doesn't crease, it looks amazing all day, and I absolutely love it. Another one which again came out this year is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, the super coverage one. My shade is in Warm Beige. Obviously a big plus for this is the size of it. The fact that you get a whopping 15mm, and it costs like 20 odd pounds. It lasts a really long time. I love the fact that it's obviously got a really huge doe foot applicator, which means that you can cover large areas with minimal effort. Highlights, it conceals, it color corrects, it's full coverage. Similar sort of reasons why I love the MAC one. It's just great. It feels really light in texture. It's not thick or heavy, so I absolutely love this one. The Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer, another concealer which came out this year. This shade is in Graham Cracker 16G. I've also recently purchased Granola, and I got that in the Black Friday sales. I've not used that one yet, but I've been using this one consistently since I bought it. As you guys know, it's got this cooling metallic tip on the end of it, so it kind of decreases any, or it's supposed to decrease any puffiness around the eyes. I don't like that perfume smell that Huda Beauty has in her face products, but if ignoring that, it does a great job. It's quite a thick concealer, but it does blend out very easily, and the shade range is really good as well. And even though it's something quite small, it's a teeny tiny concealer, I find that I only need to use a really little amount, and a little bit goes a really long way. It's full coverage, it covers everything, and I think it's great. The Tarte Shape Tape, now who doesn't love the Tarte Shape Tape? We all love it. My shade is in medium, which I use underneath my eyes. Similar reasons like the other ones. The reason I love it is full coverage, it's easy to blend, it's not heavy, it's not a thick concealer by any means. A little bit goes a really long way. They were one of the first brands to come out with this really large doe foot applicator, so again, minimal effort required in order to get the amount that you want on your face. This next concealer is actually one I don't know if I've shown you guys yet, because I only got it about 2 weeks ago. Got it in Black Friday sales. It's the Nabla Cosmetics Close Up Stay Full Smooth Concealer. My shade is in Golden Beige. Absolutely love this as well. It's a full coverage concealer, and the color is perfect. It's also got a very large doe foot applicator. It's got a really nice smell of coconut. I think it's infused with coconut. It smells so good, like I actually want to eat it. I love that smell. The coverage is great. It's a very light, quite kind of mousse type of texture. Again, covers everything under the eyes, the dark circles, illuminates my face. Great for spotting on your face if you needed it for that. I did actually use this one for a spot I had here, even though I know I said at the beginning, but you know, I had a huge spot. It needed help. Foundation just could not help it. One that shouldn't be a surprise to you, that maybe I haven't mentioned in a while because it was my holy grail for such a long time. All those other ones that I've just shown you, most of them have come out this year. The Tarte Shape Tape didn't. The Nabla one I think did. So all the rest of the others have come out this year. Before that, my holy grail was this one here, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer. The reason I've got two shades is because one shade is just not perfect for me. I don't find that Urban Decay have got a great range of shades when it comes to their concealers. There's like very big gaps in between. So the two shades that I use is medium dark warm and medium neutral. So first I apply medium dark warm, and then I use medium neutral to kind of lighten it, and then mixing them together gives me that brightening effect. Now it is a very full coverage concealer. It's very small and expensive, and it finishes very, very quickly. However, it gives great coverage. It is quite a thick concealer, so you have to blend a little bit more extra. But overall, I think it's an excellent full coverage concealer, and I still love it to this day. The Colourpop No Filter Concealer. Now, the shade that I've got here is called Medium 30, but I think that is its previous name because they rebranded the names and changed them. But I will link my correct or new shade below. I love this. It's a very light concealer. It's a medium to full coverage concealer. I'm actually using it on my eyes today. It's very cheap and affordable. I love that it's got a very bendy doe foot applicator, so you don't have any dragging underneath the eyes. It's got a very light kind of whipped sort of texture. It gives great coverage. The shade range is absolutely huge, so there is something for everybody. It's great for contouring as well as color correcting and lightening your face. So it's a really good affordable concealer, and it also doesn't crease. Another one that I'm moving on to kind of ones which are like my mid-range favorite ones. Now, all the other ones that you've seen are definite loves. Now I'm going to show you the ones which are okay. I repurchase them now and then, but not always, because if you're like me, your concealers finish quite a lot because we use them pretty much every day. The first one would be the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer. Lots of people absolutely love this. Now I love this too, but the only reason why it's not like a massive favorite is it's just too thick. I find it too thick no matter how old it is. And because it's got a brush on the end, I don't know about you guys, but when I have squeezed it, because it's so thick, sometimes it's actually squirted out between the brush, and sometimes you can't control the amount that comes out, because it's very different with a doe foot applicator, because you can kind of dip in and dip out. With this, once you squeeze out too much and you apply it, you don't actually realize how much is clogged around the brush, and you're like, oh my god, I've put on too much. So, and I do find it a little bit too thick, but it still gives amazing coverage. It's a very full coverage concealer, but if you apply too much, it can bunch up and get a little bit cakey. Now the two shades that I tend to use are Pure Beige and Creamy Beige, again for similar reasons as the Urban Decay one. Neither is a perfect match for me in terms of brightening under the eyes, so I mixed them both together. Another one, which is one that came out this year and I did a review on, is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer and Contour. Now, sorry, I just got caught on myself with all these bloody sequins. The reason why I have slight issues with this is because it claims to be a full coverage concealer, and it is not full coverage at all. It is medium coverage, and then you can build it up to make it full coverage. But the reason I have issues with concealers that build up, you don't want to have to build up. It's not like the same as applying it on your face. If you put it under your eyes, then put on more. You're putting too much under your eyes, and no matter how much powder you put under your eyes, it will become crepey and cakey. So one layer is all you should really need when it comes to using a concealer. The thing is, this doesn't completely cover up my dark circles under my eyes, and I don't have like really dark circles under my eyes. Mine are like semi-dark. And also the shade range, no matter how hard I try, I just can't find one with enough yellow undertones for me. Now the two shades I've got here is C10 and this is C8.5. Now when I did my review video, it was C10 and C8. Then they came out with 0.5 shades, try and fit in them gaps. But C8.5 still didn't really help me that much. So it's a good affordable concealer. On the other hand, I do still use it quite a lot. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And obviously there are other ones that I would prefer to use over them. Now this one will be a surprise to some of you, but maybe it shouldn't be, because when do you ever see it in any of my videos? The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. So many of you love this, guys. So many of you guys absolutely love this, and you're probably like throwing me daggers at the screen, go like, what? Like, she hates it? We love it. I don't hate it. It's in the whole love-hate kind of in-between one. My shade is in medium to ginger. I have only used this a couple of times since it came out. It's probably gone off by now. Oh no, it smells all right. Oh no, I put it under my nose. It smells okay. But it's probably been closed so long, it's airtight, so nothing got to it, and it's still like in date. I just found that this used to crease too much on me. It like a lot. And I've got normal to combination skin. I don't have oily skin. Now I know that under the eyes you obviously don't have any kind of oil ducts that would cause any kind of creasing. However, I was just like, it creased too much, so much more than I expected of this kind of concealer. Now, for other people that may not be an issue. For me, that's a massive issue. If it starts to crease, even after setting it with powder, I'm like, what's the point of you? It's not a cheap concealer by any means. So it's an okay one, but I'm not 100% fan of it. So that's those. Now moving on to the hates. And you guys, there's quite a few of them. Quite a few. Starting off with this one here by MAC, which is the Match Master Concealer in the shade 4. Now, it is a stick concealer. Clearly, I have used it quite a lot because it's down there, but... oh yeah, it smells like it's gone off. But I think I bought it so long ago that it has literally sat there. Yeah, no, you can't use ones like this under the eye, creasing as soon as you apply it. It works well on the face, but like I've said before, I want a concealer that can do both. If I choose to want to apply it to my face, it needs to work great. If I then also want to put it under my eyes, it has to do a similar sort of thing. And this is crease, crease, crease. It's just too creamy to use under the eyes. So in that respect, I really dislike it. Another one I really can't stand is the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. Oh my God, why is this so thick? It is so thick. It is so difficult to blend. Ugh. The shade that I've got is M19 Cool. Can't even remember how much. I think I used it like... oh no, that smells like it's gone off. I think I used it 2-3 times and I was just like... literally just left. Sorry, I had to grab it for it nearly fell off the table. I just couldn't get to grips with it. It's not a cheap concealer by any means. It's really expensive. It's Kat Von D at the end of the day. And the thing is, I really like the Lock-It foundation. But the Lock-It foundation is also very thick, very full coverage, and it takes a lot to blend it out. So in the same sort of way, they have made this. But using this under the eyes, oh my God, thick. And then I'm using a damp beauty blender, blend, 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 blend. It's becoming patchy as I blend it because it's so thick. It's not shearing out. It's not smoothing out, and I just don't like it at all. These two here from Barry M Cosmetics are the All Night Long Full Coverage Concealers in the shade Waffle and Almond. And no, they're not even full coverage. They're not even medium coverage. They're light coverage, and I just think that that is really, really disingenuous. It's just not a good concealer either to use on the face or under the eyes. It creases under the eyes because it's so thin. It's just not thick enough for it, or opaque enough for it to be called a medium coverage concealer, let alone a full coverage one. This one here, I got it so long ago that I am trying to remember why I dislike it. It's the Dior Skin Star Concealer. Sculpting and Brightening Concealer, and the shade that I've got it in is 003 Sand. Sheer. It's Dior, people, and look how small it is. Yeah, you know that this was not cheap when I bought it, right? You know it was expensive. I expected so much of this because it is a high-end brand, and it let me down in terms of its size, in terms of its coverage, in terms of its colour range. It smells like it's okay. The colour range is absolutely rubbish. At the time it was anyway, especially for women of colour. I was just like, why? This one here from Primark, the My Perfect Colour Liquid Concealer, and the shade that I've got it in is Nude Beige. It's absolutely crap. It has no coverage. It's like tinted water. That's basically what it is. It's so liquidy, gives no coverage whatsoever, and the colour range is just meh. The brush looks scabby like a rat's tail. It does not look good. It's £2, and it's a shame because the My Perfect Colour range in terms of their foundations are excellent. 10 out of 10. This gets like a -10. This one here is another drugstore brand. It is by Bourjois. It's called the Radiance Reveal, and Yeah, Radiance Reveal Concealer. My shade is in 02 Beige. Again, very light coverage. I think that this colour is actually too pink for me. It still smells like it's nice and fresh though. It smells like fruit. Bourjois is known for having a really bad colour range when it comes to women of colour. It's like women of colour just don't exist to Bourjois. It's 2018, man, come on. I mean, since I bought it, I don't know whether their range has expanded or whatever, but even as I remember their foundation shades, they were like 5 shades. Like, what? Bye. These two here, the L'Oreal True Match, Perfect Match. How many times are you going to write it? True Match, Perfect Match, which one are you? Well, it says both on there. True Match, Perfect Match Concealer. I've got 2 shades, which are 3N Creamy Beige and 3.DW Golden Beige. Again, tinted water. And you know what the joke is? I've actually seen many influencers using this, promoting this in their video. Yeah, you were paid, because it says ad at the bottom. Oh, this is so great. Da, 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 da. I went and bought it. I was like, I can still see my natural skin colour. I can still see my under eye dark circles. This is no good to use on the face because it's too thin in texture and watery. The coverage is poor. Waste of money. And then the last one I'm going to show you is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Concealer. My shade is in 3.0. Now, it has gone off. This goes off within 12 months. I don't know what it is with Anastasia Beverly Hills, certain products of hers. The Dip Brow goes off before 12 months. The concealer, this went off after 2 months. Rubbish. It stinks. I use this to carve out my eyebrows because it is just too thick and creamy to use on the under the eyes or on the face. On the face, it'll start to move. Under the eyes, it literally is so thick and creamy and almost oily like under the eyes. It just does not work under the eyes at all. Accentuates lines, creates lines where they weren't to begin with. It works fine for me to use to carve out my eyebrows because I'm going to cover that with foundation anyway. So in that respect, I don't have to worry about it moving around or creasing or giving me any kind of coverage, because all it is just to tidy up my eyebrows. But other than that, it's just an absolutely terrible concealer. I'll never buy this ever again. So that's it for my loves and my kind of loves and my hates of all my concealers that you have seen. Another one that I'm looking to try is the Jouer one. I haven't had a chance to buy that yet, but clearly I've got quite a few to work with. I think most of these are going to just go in the bin now because I don't know why I've even been keeping them. It's just because I'm a bit of a makeup hoarder. And that's it. So let me know what your thoughts are. Are there any concealers that I have not shown you guys that I really, really need to try? Now, bear in mind, I like full coverage concealers. I like a concealer to do the job of concealing because it's in the name, right? So let me know if there are any other ones that I really, really need to try. And let me know what your thoughts are below. On my lips, I'm wearing Colourpop's Scrooge liquid lipstick. Earrings are from Zara. Jumper is from Zara as well. I love it. It's new. Just wearing it first time today. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you all soon. Bye.